where they get onto those rather than looking in the middle, where all of them say the same things. You should have moral standards within yourself, okay, as a person, as an individual. All right, and so many times people will try to disprove the existence of God, whereas the Bible in itself is not God. The Bible is the instruction guide for humanity. Okay, whichever name you want to pick, whichever religion, they all base themselves off of a moral standard. All right, even the Satanist books have a standard. You know, they have the rules and the path in which that particular, I don't know. Let me get off that. But we have spent so much time trying to disprove it. All right, and other things other than that. And the reason why I picked that one is because it is the biggest subject on this planet that people try to take and prove or disprove or unsure. Myself, I'm unsure about 100% of it. I believe a lot of it. But I also do believe in a lot of the other ones. One that I would say would be totally scary to me would be the Book of Mormon, because of some of the things it says in there. And do I think 100% of it from John Smith was wrong? Probably not. I just do believe that it was more so, in my opinion, self-absorption from him in some of the writings in which was written in that book. That's just my opinion. And that goes to me not disproving it, but to say I don't agree with it. All right? And that takes me over to some of the things that I know I'm going to get off of this, which would be violent tendencies. You know, people spend so much time in the same mindset as disproving as to get a little pissed off and offensive, offensive to things that are said about others that do believe. And in order for these peoples to change your mind, they turn to violence, and they turn to slandering, and they turn to humiliating and talking about and calling names and this and that and the other, you know, and just that violent tendencies towards other people. Myself, every now and again, I even slip and, say, hey, man, dude, just leave me the fuck alone. You know, I even have things, but that's whenever somebody just pushes me over the edge. But I don't outright go out there and attack what people actually have belief in, no matter what it is, whether it be science, religion, personal thoughts and opinions or whatever. And then you have these people that run around that have no fucking clue what the heck living is even all about. You know, they run through life aimlessly like rats in a maze trying to find the cheese, and they don't have a clue. But those same people will be quick to criticize someone whenever they think that they're wrong, even though the person that's speaking it has if they're 100% right and they have every order in which every answer in which to back it up, you will have this. There's always that one that's the know-it-all but doesn't know a damn thing person on the outside looking in, and they're quick. They're the first ones to criticize you. There was a couple of videos here. I don't know if I was actually, I think we were actually on Skype whenever somebody asked about, I think it had something to do with the elections and that, and it was just these people that you could tell they didn't have a clue what they had for breakfast, let alone have a clue about presidential elections. And they were just basing their thoughts on their upbringings. And am I saying that their upbringing was wrong and mine is right? I may be the one that's, crazy, and maybe as a humanity we're not meant to think. Maybe we should go back to caveman standards and just, be a violent and disgruntled race and organism on this rock that we call Earth. I don't know. But I do know that a lot of people these days need to just get over the nonsense, get over the bullshit, and start being a responsible individual to not only humanity but yourself. And stop trying to disprove, trying to criticize, trying to find flaws on what people say, but take them with a grain of salt, just as you would your own thoughts and opinions. And I could go that route because it seems to me like people gain more popularity off of bashing others and trying to disprove others than they do speaking their own thoughts and opinions and trying to learn the right answers. I would love to be a fly on that wall, to see what the thought structure is on an individual that does these things. And it's just crazy to me. I mean, you see it here all the time, and I really, have gotten over it because those individuals are the same ones that I've said time and time again. They have no videos, about 150 favorites, and they'll never share in on their own personal thoughts and opinions. They'll only go around bashing because they don't have a fucking clue themselves. And there you go. And hey, like I said, I may be totally wrong and they may be right. I may just have to be turning myself into a dumbass, or maybe I am and don't know it. I may actually not have a freaking clue what, a good example would be if you got into these die-hard, know-it-all individuals. You run into them all the time at work, in society, in public. You even have them in your family. And they're right, you're wrong, no matter what. They'll argue you up and down that 2 plus 2 does not equal 4. All right? They'll argue you up and down. You'll be like, what are you talking about? 2 plus 2 is always equal 4. 2 plus 2 is, there is no other answer. It's 2 plus 2 equals 4. No. And they'll argue up and down, have 3,000 different reasons or more on how 2 plus 2 does not equal 4, but they never will give you the answer of what 2 plus 2 actually equals if it doesn't equal to 4. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we need to get away from, I believe, and just start opening our minds to possibilities. And that's what this is all about. So until we do that, I believe that we're going to be stuck in this vicious loop of, I don't know, I don't even have the word for it because it's probably already been said by someone, but there needs to be a new word. I think I might have to think on a word. But until then, I just don't know.